how we would normally start is with a story of place. So we go back 400 million years, understand who the living being is, this whole water catchment. So for now, we're speaking with the Murrumbidgee catchment in that area. It could be Queanbeyan in the town, but we're sort of seeing that it's a larger water catchment area. So we would like to know the conscious being that we're developing with before we start this, to understand how this building as a nested project can have a beneficial and developmental influence on the town, and how the town can have a regenerative influence on the whole watershed. The issue I've got at the moment, and the reason why I'm doing this super light touch regen, this is not how I would do a proper development, is because we have an asset that's sitting there and the time cost of money. We've got $4 million worth of investment in it already. DA approved. I've got to get it stacked up for new building prices, and this is the due diligence on the highest and best use, or the best thing that we can do out of this. There's a potential for this building to become the Bioregional Learning Center for the Bioregional Institute for this region. And so I've kind of got to do this bastardized version of light touch regen, so I can model something to inform how I would raise with investors to continue the investigation of the storing place that we're doing starting this year. Investors can't wait 6 to 12 months. Because I came into this project late, this is not how I would start it, but we're here now, and it's an excellent beginning. So yes, regenerative building, permaculture, community, organic kitchens, farming, all the rest of it. What now? What next? What's its contribution? So stepping out of just the project cycle, we're looking now at how could this project build more. This is a simple triad framework. Build more will, being, and function in the larger whole. So that is, how can this project create more inspiration, more conscious living, and more utility for the wider Queanbeyan community outside of the project? While holding that, how could the work that we do in Queanbeyan build more inspiration, conscious being, and functionality for the whole of the Murrumbidgee water catchment? A way to get to that is to think of the vitality, viability, and evolutionary potential. So for any sort of endeavor to really be, to reflect the principles of living systems, it needs to have vitality, it needs to have energy, it needs to have aliveness, and it needs to be able to contribute that aliveness to the larger whole that it's nested in. It's got to have viability, so it's got to be able to, it's got to be financially viable. It's got to be able to feed and resource and nourish itself, and also the wider living being, i.e. the project Queanbeyan. It's got to be able to contribute some type of nourishment and evolutionary potential. So this is really that spark of chaos in the order. I like to think of it as like, yes, we've got this beautiful process that we're doing and it's all well and good, but over the course of time, things change. So with that in mind, you need to have you need to bake into the project a mechanism of creativity and evolution that grows and evolves with time, and it keeps lighting up and sparking and getting people to reactivate and revision and reassess where they are in their life and the community. So this is really super light touch, as I said, of how I would then think about this whole living being within the wider community and its contribution, and how I would reflect that back in to potential income that might come into the project that acts as nodal points of intervention into the local community. So